been here for 5 days. I'm no expert, and anyone who has been here before, I would say 10 days or less, they are not also. But what I can say about this 5 day stay is that I would definitely return back to Fortaleza. Why? Because everything is here. It's a nightlife here, it's beaches here, you have everything here. And again, Fortaleza does remind me a little of Recife, but during this trip, I found out that I really like Fortaleza more than I like Recife. Maybe because it's a new city, I don't know, but I do like Fortaleza and I do plan on returning to Fortaleza. What you're seeing now is one of the malls in Fortaleza that I visited. It's just some cities you visit during your vacation, you like the layout of the city and it makes you like that city. And this is my case for Fortaleza. For example, when I visited Sao Paulo, it's a big city and yes, there's a beach, but it's so far away from the city, it's an instant turnoff. It's an inconvenience. Opposed to Rio, you have many beaches, everything is very convenient. You do have a nightlife. So I get the same type of feeling in Rio here in Fortaleza. So I would recommend if you have some extra time on your vacation just to come and check out Fortaleza for yourself and see if you like it the same way I do. And I'm pretty sure you're not going to have a disappointment in visiting Fortaleza. Maybe if I was here for 3 weeks, I would have a better perception of the city and my ideas would be more solid. But for the 5 days I've been here, I still stand on if you have some extra time, do come to Fortaleza just to see a difference in other cities you visited in Brazil. But for now, I'm preparing to go to my next city. Should I give a hint? No, I'm gonna wait for that. But what I will say is that my next city is the second city I ever visited in Brazil, which was after Rio. I will say that. I don't know if that's a hint. Well, I can say also that this city's also one of my favorite cities to visit. So I'll say that for now. Another hint is that it's the most populated city in Brazil. It's one of them. I would say one out the six. You know how it is. Your last night in the city and you're leaving the next day. So you just, taking in all the memories and things you did in the city and the surrounding areas where you stayed at. And now I'm preparing to pre-pack for my trip. And this is the hard part, putting everything back into my suitcase. But pretty soon, this city will be another check mark on my places to visit in Brazil. And I'm off to another city. I try to give you my honest personal experiences when visiting a country or a specific city in that country because a lot of people give you all the positivity about a place when in reality there's no such thing as a perfect place. Each city, each country has its own negative and positives about that certain place. So I try to give you that. I gave you my personal experience in Sao Paulo many times in my videos saying that I don't recommend going there for the first time. And lots of people, each place they go to, everything is all happy, it's no violence, all the food is great in that place when in reality it's not. So in my videos, I just try to give you just the hard truth, the positive and the negative. And I think that's the way to go because there's probably other people that have traveled to places that I've traveled to and they would agree to some of the things that I like or don't like or some of the things I have said either positive or negative about that city because there's no such thing again as a perfect place. So for somebody to discuss both positives and negatives, it gives you both perspectives. So as a first time traveler, it gives you that insight of whether or not you should purchase that ticket to go to that certain place. But again, you have to do other research besides, listening to me or listening to anybody else. And when you get enough people saying the same things, or when you get a person saying the opposite and you kind of research on your own of that person, of what they're saying about that specific place, and it comes out to be true, then it's up to you to make that final decision to push that button to purchase that ticket. So my final thoughts is that if you have an extended vacation leave, say for example you have a 2 week vacation, I would highly recommend you visit Rio as a first timer. And your second city, I would recommend visiting Fortaleza, because again, I can't think of anything bad about this city. But you don't have to visit Fortaleza. Just visit any other Brazilian city for your second week stay. I wish I would have did this my first time coming to Brazil, but I didn't. I just kept going back and back to Rio, which was a good thing because I got a good full feel of that city and I know a lot about Rio. But I wish I would have went to another city within my visits to Brazil or to Rio. And this is why I'm recommending somebody with a long duration of vacation time to explore out of Rio, so you get a good comparison of different cities when you visit a country. And in this case, when you're visiting Brazil, because not all cities are the same. New York is not the same as LA in the US. Two different cities, two different vibes, and culturally it's different also. But if you made it this far in my videos, I do thank you for watching the whole duration of this video. And if you haven't already, you most likely need to subscribe to this channel, and I'm out.